Hey guys, back with another Wednesday night recap with Grivari Games. So let's get down to it. Gonna be a quick one because really we spent a lot of time just going over what the items were that we had found from our previous session. So, if you remember, we had a week off where we did a one-shot combo, go after each other with just Rudy, Soren, Akrith, and Gesh. And Akrith came out the victor of that. That's separate from the story, so getting back to where we left off in the story. We had killed the undead Illithid and looted its body, and we found this gold, as we called it, Flava Flav medallion that had 8 points to it, kind of like in a star shape. And then we had some bracers that Gesh had found that apparently cast darkness. These are the things that we discovered. So it took a little bit. I was a little late, and plus we had a lot of distractions going on this game, so we didn't progress this too far into the rest of the story. Anyway, so Gesh found some bracers that can, I think, once a day cast darkness. We found a couple of scrolls. One of fresh air, where it like creates takes some unusable air and makes it into usable air. And I don't remember what. Oh, the other scroll was a helping. It was called Helping Hand. Was the spell, and it basically is a hand that here's a hand, and you say go locate this person or thing, and it goes and finds that person or thing, taps it on the shoulder and says come here, and it starts going 10 feet ahead of it. It's kind of a cool spell. Kind of can see how some uses for it, but the one problem with it is it still, if it leads you straight, it'll lead you straight back to the person, straight back. Meaning if it went over lava to get to you, it's going over lava to get back to me. So I could see some uses for it, but we'll see what we end up doing with that. Right now, I think Soren has both of those scrolls because he could read them, and he's gonna probably divvy them out once we find more of our party, or if someone else is interested. He also has the storage necklace again. It was a psionic storage necklace. That's what Cooper had found out. Cooper got himself some nice boots, and those boots are made for walking. They will slow down his speed, but I believe he's unencumbered when he moves, and has a whole bunch of other small benefits like small little things like that. So it was a good pair of boots for him. And he's also wearing the medallion, because what we found out is that I tried to tune with it, got nothing from it, handed it off to Miguel. Miguel didn't really wean anything off of it and then he handed it to Cooper, saying, "You are a religious man. Here, take a look." And as soon as Cooper's fingers touched it, it lit up the whole room with a massive light spell. So Cooper kept a hold of it, put it over his neck so it wasn't touching his skin and it wouldn't activate. And let me see, who else found stuff? I'm trying to remember what Akrith got. I can't remember what Akrith got. So if you watch this Akrith, put down in the comments what you got. But Akrith was really excited about it. I know that Dramira got a cape, or a cloak, and I believe it's a cloak of etherealness or something of that type of nature. It kind of works like a cloak of invisibility. Put it on, poof, you're gone, and for a round, poof, you're back. I think it's one round. I can't remember. I actually don't know because she didn't really reveal a lot of it, but we'll find out more about those two items, I'm sure, later. And I want to say there was something else, but I don't remember what. Again, and if there was something else, Miguel has it, and he'll figure out what to do with it. But anyway, so we progressed on, right? And this point it was already kind of late. But what we did do is we got everyone out of the ship and on our way back to the previous cuttlefish ship. I did this by saying, hey, would I be able to determine roughly where we are we're above ground, and if we just made a hole in the wall of the ship that we could just get out. And our DM Anthony was like, yeah, you could roughly guess that you'd get out. And so I walked to the bow of the ship and I said, hey, Gesh. And I pointed to where one of the porthole framing was. I said, smash. So our Dragonborn Barbarian takes this big old maul and takes a couple swings on it and boom, makes a hole for us. We're about 5 feet off the ground. We all get down, we start walking, realize that all of the zombified Grimlocks were still away from this area. So we thanked Cooper again for his ability to do that, and we moved on to that cuttlefish ship. In there, we found Shackle Hackler again. He was pinging at the wall. Thought we were the skeletons. Turned around and said, "Oh, it's you." And so after talking with him for a brief little bit, we had Cooper hold the medallion again and see if there was a change in the wall. Nothing happened. The wall was just as dense and magically mind-blowing set of wall as we had left it. So Cooper pulled it off and held it up to it and tried to focus a little bit more on it, and so our DM said, as you do that, you look at the back of it, and in Dwarvish on the back it reads this. And I let there be light, I think is what it said, or light something about light. Like I said, we were kind of very distractible this game. Cooper held it up, said those words in Dwarvish, and woof, like a beam just went right into the wall, created a little hole, and started to spread. And as it did so, we heard Shackle Hackler go, ah, and kind of fade off. Because we all had our eyes closed because we knew it was going to be really bright. So, yeah, we kind of ended his ghost. Didn't think about that part. Didn't think that through. Hopefully he's resting well. And we'll put his bones to rest. And we'll go from there. We'll see. Anyway, so at this point, we made our way out. Soren kind of jumped ahead of everyone just to make sure that when we popped our head out, because we were feeling fresh air, that we weren't just going to jump into another fight. With a very bad perception roll, he saw some long horses. For those of you that don't know, because I don't remember if I had a recap with our long horse barley friend, we had a session where we were going up to a monastery with some supplies and a cart and a horse. We didn't have a horse figure, and so one of our players tore off part of a pizza box and drew a horse on one side and drew a horse on the other. And of course, as you know, we can all always be a little immature at times, there was a penis on one hand, on one side. Not on the other, though. and then both sides did not match up right. And we spent a lot of time that session kind of joking around about this horse, and everyone was having such a good time with it that we started making it weird and gave it hands and made it longer than normal because it's how it was drawn. And so we came up, we kind of created our own creature called a long horse. We called it Long Horse Barley. And me, as a player, was very disturbed at this creature in general. The thought that we were just saying, yeah, this exists. And I was just like, no, a horse that pulls its hooves off and has hands should not exist. So, of course, I made Soren creeped out about this and think it's an abomination of some sort. Our DM, I don't know if because I was perpetuating the what the heck is this, or whatever, everyone kind of, oh, it's been an ongoing joke, created a race of them. A species, sorry. They are called long horses. And so yeah, they have hands for hooves. And it's just very disturbing. And what's even worse about that is you can search up images of horses with hands on the internet, and they're there. People have already thought about this. Why are you so weird, internet? Anyway, so I came out amongst a small fingerling of long horses. I don't know what you would call a group of them, but I'm calling it a fingerling for now. A palm of long horses. There we go. That one sounds a little bit better. Still a little disturbed by this concept of a horse with hands. But I whatever. It's already done in his world building stuff. So, moving on. We proceeded to stay the night and actually get the benefits of a full long rest there on the hill, and then start making our way to Soul's Rest, which is where Cooper is from. This way, we didn't encounter anything until we got just outside the town, which revelry is going because it is Solaris Day. So in our little area there are two gods, Solaris, the god of the sun, and Lunaris, the god of the moon, or goddess of the moon. Not sure if it's a god or a goddess. I know Solaris, I believe Solaris is a god, not a goddess. I'll have to ask. Or Cooper, you can put it down in the comments, because I know you know. Anywho, so we're getting close, and out start popping some voices from all around us of hillbilly women hitting on Cooper. Yep, dwarves in this area are hillbillies, and these are mountain dwarves, and they got a thing for Cooper. They want him to save them a dance at the festival. So we get into town, led by some of these women, kind of prodding a little bit on Cooper and you know, kind of poking fun of him for getting surrounded by women, and finding out, yes, he is a cleric of the church, but he spends a lot of time with his family, in the family business. So he doesn't do sermons all that often, but he helps out when he can. So he is a fairly well-known person in this community. As we're going, everyone's saying, "Hey Cooper, hey Cooper," you know, talking to him. Miguel at one point went into a bar to try and sneak some money away from people, but it's like 10 in the morning or something like that. So with his fire-proof skin right now, because of that necklace that he found a few sessions ago, he throws a few coins into the fire and says, "Who wants to try and make some money?" And there's only 2 people at the bar, and there's a waitress who's still setting up chairs. And so he buys a beer off of her, goes and picks up his coins, and that's about it. So that's where we're going to start off, is making our way to Cooper's house to wash up and do the festival. It's funny, our DM was like, our DM took a moment as we were about ready to go into this festival, and he's like, and this is where I'm really mad at Matthew Mercer. So if you're a Critical Role fan and you're watching this, around this point is when in their campaign 2, they have just had the Harvest Festival, or they're having they just had the Harvest Festival where they went in and they did that arena fighting and all that, and they're actually about to finish that up on the next session, which is tonight. Hey, cool. Anyway, so he said he had to do a festival. I've been planning on this festival for when you guys get to Soul's Rest, and so whatever. But he's like, now it seems cheesy. I don't think it seems cheesy. I don't think the rest of our group thinks it seems cheesy. I think we're all excited to not be in an underground area anymore. We're thrilled that we get this opportunity to have a little bit of kickback type of fun with the game. And maybe that will invoke some role play too. Maybe we'll even do a bathhouse scene, kind of like what they did. Maybe, I don't know. That's a lot of dudes. All but one of our characters are dudes. Not that necessarily has mattered in the past. But yeah, that's a. We'll see. Anyway, guys, I've rambled on long enough. We're at 17 minutes now, so yeah, I've definitely made this way too long of a video. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, have a good time, and catch you later. Peace out.